in Kenya, where we talk about Ruth Matete, who lost her husband like in April. He suffered, he died of sepsis, which of course he got after the bizarre gas explosion accident that happened in their home in Athi River. Now, the guy was in ICU. He's called John Apewajoye. Now, he was in ICU for close to a month before he passed on. Now, that's not the issue. The issue is his body still remain preserved at Kenyatta University Hospital mortuary, still up to date. So there was a delay in burial arrangements, of course, occasioned by the demand by the Nigerian High Commission, pending further investigations, also from the directives from the government to still have the body at the mortuary still. So that's the reason Ruth Matete has moved to court, of course, to tell the commission, ni aje nyi wasende umefanya hii body kaya hapa, so you guys now cater for the mortuary bills. So he went, she actually contacted a lawyer who is called Robert Odanga, who still argues, you know what, mlipeni, sababu every day zina accumulate too, so there's no way that money should be paid by Ruth. So in an interview he said, let me read it. It is common knowledge that the body cannot be subjected to a second post-mortem because the initial exercise has already compromised the body. The toxicological test results are also out, so holding the body does not make sense. It only adds to her frustrations as a widow who is still mourning, so the lawyer said. So according to the widow, the family of the 42-year-old has given her a go-ahead to bury his remains in Kenya.
Oh, yeah?
Imagine.
But at some point, okay, if they were done already with the postmortem, I don't understand why they still had the body. Like if they're done and they already
did. They already did the postmortem, the autopsy, and the report was out. I don't know why they still have the body.
And after all those weeks, I think it's close to a month now, or even more.
Yeah.
That was in April. That was in April. Oh my God.
So now you're June now.
If you want to bury your person, you have to pay mortuary fees for all those days that the body has been held in the mortuary.
Yes. So Ruth argues, of course, with the lawyer, argues, you know what, you guys are the one who said you want to conduct whatever investigations you guys were doing. So clearly now, fanyeni mlipe, your commission ilipe these are mortuary bills.
Yeah.
And which is only right.
It's coming from, because honestly speaking, sawa, wewe ndio umeamua unataka keki iongezwe sijui labels gani toshane sijui then why should I pay for
the extra?
For the extra, and you're the one who wants the extra. Same situation.
It's so sad. I mean, I'm already mourning. I'm a young bride. Is she still pregnant? I think so. I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
allegedly. With all of that, and Kenyans on Twitter and all of that, people kukuingililia, people accusing you,
and Nigerians
as well. Like, it's crazy, and you haven't even laid the man to rest.
I think they should pay the extra.
Like
after the ile time alikuwa anafai kukaa kwa morgue and then a release
especially after the autopsy report
that happened, like they're the ones to pay for it, because it doesn't make sense. Don't give me a bill that you guys have made, like, for me to incur, and it's not something I suggested.
It was their expense. They wanted to justify something. Well, I hope they did something about it, because if it's been okayed for her to bury the remains here, then they should just pay her.
She don't know time. Why are you prolonging? Like, why are you prolonging time yake ya kumon? Like, give her a closure. Come on.
I know, right? Anyway, guys, let me take you to the next story. So, last week, yes, a boys' club, Tings. So, boys' club was trending, depending with what kind of boys' club you, yourself, and your boys are in. Okay. So, this was in relation to Jalango, whom a lot of y'all know. He's like one of those big comedians here in Kenya, and his boys club, the screenshots were leaked online, you know, with all the names of the people who are in their WhatsApp group and the way they talk, and you know, there are so many mixed reactions from different people, because from what was put online was, you know, the boys in the WhatsApp group discussing about the girls they have been with, and there was just a lot of things going on. But you know, Jalango was, you know, he was doing a certain interview, and as he was talking, he says that, you know, his wife has not left him, and he just laughed it
off.
Yeah, as in
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're in social media, you've seen everything.
Everything is there. There are receipts.
I know.
Very
I think they have here,
disgusting
like,
receipts and very disturbing ones.
but okay. My opinion.
Look at Nana.
Am I
Nana
the only
is
one
just-
who me sikusoma hizo vitu zote? Do you know that? Like I was like, you know what? Wacha tu. I'd rather just not know. I'm just protecting me.
I know,
But
it's crazy.
you're
But you know,
here now. We will tell you.
we had Edgar Barre on the show, and a lot of people know Edgar Barre from, you know, he's that guy who like puts out stories with receipts.
Yep.
You know, people send him things and he posts stuff on his Instagram and his YouTube and he does a whole story.
Yeah.
So like there was just Edgar versus Jalango, because you know Jalango is the person who's known, and ilikuanga back and forth to unajua like just so many things happened. But for me, I feel like not even about this story, but being a man, it doesn't make you like any bigger or wewe sijui ndio nani discussing about ama like ile kujipiga kifua the number of women you've slept with.
That's
it shows, as in for me, inaonyesha tu immaturity. It just shows how, you know, there's something you lack that you're looking for from ile unataka watu wakubali umelala na wasichana wengi
validation.
Sana. Yeah, unataka
it is
validation
a boy
ile.
team.
Yeah,
like,
it is a
that's
very,
why like boys club sour. By the way, you all justified how all are boys.
You don't discuss.
That's why it's like, no, men do not do such things.
And you don't post the women. Okay, of course, if you have your own partners, you don't go posting the kashugwa, the people you're playing your wives with, in a group and discussing about them. As in, it's like a competition who's sleeping with a lot of women. Let me not lie to you, it doesn't make you any, hata wanawake wangetaka wakae hivi chini waseme. Pia si tunatengeneza WhatsApp group. We discuss of sijui what and what. We can do it, but it's so immature.
But really, what have we reduced marriage?
It could be your daughter, your sister,
like,
your
that's
niece,
the thing, because some of these men are married.
Yeah, most of them. Most of them. And to think this is the time we are 30s now, right? Like I can imagine Jalango is almost 40, and this is the time people now have like wanapanga maisha yao. Like arguments hazifai kukua about wanawake saa tuonge pesa shamba sijui nini, but arguments mna fight. You are talking about women in a WhatsApp group. That was not even an apology.
I gave up after last week. After last week, I gave up on that whole story. But you know what hurt me the most was, you know, there's a particular lady who said she just took a picture. You see the way you meet someone and you're a fan? Yeah. You take a picture with a certain celebrity. Then she saw herself in the group.
Oh, God.
Like, Yana Jona kwa story, and the only thing she did was take a picture with a celebrity. And, you know, and it's so sad that, you know, even you are celebs. As in, I'm like, but I could relate. Mi kitu iliniuma na kitu ni cause pia mimi nimekuwa kwa situation juu mtu akona picha na mimi. Anaenda akisema amelala na wewe. Because you're in a picture together, you get. So when that lady came out and say, you know, I just took pictures with these people, and then unapata umekwa kwa group, jumtu anataka kuongeza catalog, number 1, 2, 3, anataka kuongeza.
Who are you competing with?
It doesn't make any
towards
sense.
What? What is the award? Please, Boys Club, tuambieni, mulikuwa mnalipwa nini hiyo kubwa? What was the prize for the many women that you slept with? Please,
that's very
let
demeaning.
us know.
That's really demeaning.
Demeaning. It
not
was.
even laughable.
It is not.
Boys Club wanaongea biashara millions.
But walisema wako na
Boys Club, lakini original ilikuwa ya kina nani?
Yeah,
the
late. Anywho, moving on. I don't know how you guys would react to this. Now, imagine if you were sent to jail and you are in jail for about over 30 years. Let's just say three decades in prison for something that you did not do. At some point, you will give up and say, Sawa. I mean, 30 years plus. And then you are told after all these years that, you know what? You didn't do it. And we have proof that you didn't do it. You become exonerated at that point. And this happened to a gentleman called Archie Williams. He was arrested in 1983 for a rape case that he did not do. He did not win that case, so he was in for 36 years. Wow. In 2019, in March, he was exonerated. Now, that is what our technology may upgrade. And they were able to see that the fingerprints that were found there actually belonged to a serial rapist during that time. Now, the interesting bit about this is, now, when he was in jail, he used to watch the America Got Talent. And when he was young, he really wanted to sing. And he always imagined himself at a stage like that. Guess what, guys? He got around to doing just that. And we have a video. How beautiful is that? How?
You can imagine if he was not incarcerated and he had time to nurture the talent and, you know, work on it and sing. It's so sad, like, maisha si fair, by the way. Sometimes life is just not fair. And it's so sad, like, the number of people you can find, they're locked up for crimes they didn't even commit. Just because maybe someone had an issue with you or someone decided not to do their work.
He was
properly,
just black.
just because they
He
wanted
was
to
just
put the
black.
files
Again,
away.
it's
That was the
in
thing.
Just a black,
1983.
it's so sad.
Then it's in 1983 where racism was now.
It was,
pale,
yeah, it was.
pale. So considering that he was black and it's a white woman, he probably went to jail for the wrong reason because he was black. Imagine too, crime yake probably was that.
Yeah.
Crime. Imekuwa crime kwa black.
It's so sad.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
You know.
it
But I'm
is.
just happy for, like, you know, DNA and technology, and God help us.
Yeah, and on that note, we come to the end of our popping stories. Right now, though, it's time for live sport.